Things exploded out into the open this week. This is very sad. In fact, this entire segment wins for sad tweet this week. Between Jeff Hardy's wife, Beth, and Matt Hardy's wife, Reby. And even Matt himself chimed in on the situation with his brother Jeff after his recent DWI arrest, his second alcohol-related arrest this year. Matt posted on Twitter a few weeks ago the comment that he was asked multiple times by multiple people about his brother's arrest, which is one of the reasons why I'm sure he is just delighted every time his brother gets into trouble, because people come to him asking questions. So he made a comment, and he said, "Since so many have asked me about my brother, I love my brother, and I want him to be happy and healthy. I've expressed that to him as much as I can. Jeff has to make his decisions about his life. I have to focus on my two boys and my soon-to-arrive son. I can only control my actions." And when I first talked about the Jeff Hardy arrest and the whole story, I mentioned that tweet, and I feel for Matt. I feel for, him being put in that situation. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the tweet. I'm sure he is very concerned about his brother, and that was his statement. He was just being honest. He says, look, I love my brother, but look, I got my own family I got to worry about. So I didn't see anything wrong with what he said. Well, Jeff's wife, Beth, she posted on Twitter this week. I don't know what prompted this, if somebody tweeted her or what, but she said, "Kept my mouth shut for too long. Don't take any information seriously from, quote, family when it comes to me or Jeff. Family, quotes, are BS. Family should have contacted us first before they made a statement to Twitter. Looks like they're more worried about their online presence than Jeff. Jeff and I are handling our business, hence no post from either of us about what happened. Going forward, if you don't hear from us, disregard it. We don't need any well wishes from family." Well, Reby Hardy was not going to take this lying down. And she responded. I always have to put on a flak jacket when I see that Reby Hardy has responded to something like this. I don't want to get hit by any shrapnel. She said, "Hi, neighbor. His handle is @MattHardyBrand. Also, we live 100 feet away. Pull the fuck up if you've got such an issue. No matter how much you dislike him, Matt is still his brother. Here long before your ass and his family. Not, quote, family. Period. Any statements from Matt about Jeff don't need your approval. It ain't about you. I know it kills you to have anyone acknowledge that the facade of a perfect life you try to maintain is a fucking joke, but not everybody thinks the sun shines out of your asses. Beth, and not everyone wants to be complicit in your protecting and enabling of a man who is well on his way to killing himself or someone else. You're an idiot if you really believe Jeff's actions don't affect Matt. They do, and he has every fucking right to speak his mind about his own brother. Remember, he speaks from experience. Unlike you, we don't run and hide from our issues and pretend nothing is or was ever wrong in this house. Matt was the absolute worst, and I've seen how bad it can truly get. I know how this story ends if you don't fucking wake up already. Worry about that instead of what is said to fucking nobodies online, as she called them, as you so eloquently describe their fans. It's not talking shit, it's living in reality and holding people accountable when they need it. Maybe it's time to put the whine emojis away, drop the Twitter stuntin', and put that energy into keeping your man from driving fucked up on the street I drive with my children, before trying to come at a man for addressing his own blood/business partner. In short, and as always, mind your fucking business." So, she pretty much backed up everything I said about this a few weeks ago, because I did get some comments from people when the clip went up on YouTube, why are you hating on Jeff Hardy? You're just a hater. The man has a mental illness. You're a hater. Leave him alone. That does not mean that people turn a blind eye if he keeps getting himself in trouble by getting behind the wheel of a car and putting other people's lives in danger. It became a public matter when TMZ reported it. There was a police report. This is all public. So I and you and everybody else have as much a right as anybody to give our opinion and comment on it. And Reby is absolutely 100% right. She has every reason to comment and be concerned about a guy who is getting behind the wheel of a car and putting other people's lives in danger. They live in the same neighborhood. She said we live 100 feet away from us. We could be on the road traveling the same roads as Jeff. He's putting me and my kids' lives in danger. So I agree with her 100%. Then there was a fan who responded defending Matt and Reby. Said, y'all say Reby should have kept it private. Reby wasn't the one calling out family on Twitter. It makes me sad that this is happening, but it's what alcoholism does to a family. Matt chimed in, agreeing, and said, correct. I've been with Jeff since day one, literally. I've been involved in a professional capacity with him for 28 years, one in which our actions affect each other. I don't need permission to address my brother, my business. Wrestling is not important now. My brother's health is. So all of this adds up to a very bleak situation. Clearly, Jeff Hardy is still having issues that have plagued him off and on, mostly on, going back. I mean, it's got to be over a decade now. I mean, we were hearing stories about Jeff going back even to the early 2000s. It may have had something to do, in fact, with why he left WWE. You know, we're going back here to 2002, 2003 with some of these stories. So he's going through some shit right now. Matt and, his wife are probably more aware of it than even any of us are, and they've now commented publicly and they've admitted it. And they said that maybe Jeff's wife ought to pay attention to her own business. That's not for me to say, but this idea that, Matt would need permission or something to make a statement on Twitter, get the fuck out of here. I mean, come on. It's the guy's brother. As he said, brother/business partner. If he thinks that his brother's in a bad way and nothing's being done about it, he's got every right to go online and make whatever comment he wants to make. And, Reby obviously is a very opinionated person. She uses a very colorful vocabulary to get her point across. And can she be over the top sometimes? Yeah. But you know what? In this case, I agree with everything that she said. I didn't see anything wrong here in this situation. And I hope that Jeff is going to get the help that he needs. But, how many times have we said that over the years? I just hope we don't hear another story about him getting behind the wheel of a 2,000-pound machine and putting other people's lives in jeopardy on the road, because there should be zero tolerance for that. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it poor judgment. You can call it mental illness. You can call it whatever you want. There should be zero tolerance for that kind of stuff. And Matt, from the sounds of it, he's very worried. He's very worried about where this may be headed.